All right, so I'm standing about 7 feet away from it. So what I like to do is just kind of stand away and just kind of let you see how the car presents itself. So from looking at this angle here, or from this distance, I mean, you can see the paint where, you know, it's got the swirl marks. It's got like, looks like it's either dust or debris in the paint. There's some little chipping there in front, but we're gonna go ahead and dial in here right now and get some paint meter readings. I've already taken the still photos already. And there might be some background noise because of the wind that's going on. But starting off here with the right fender, and then when I come around, I'll actually take the paint measurements. But here we can see where it's scratched and dented. Here I noticed the fit of the headlamp is not it's not completely dead on. With these German cars, they're real sticklers for precision, and so we can see where the assembly is sticking out here, and I can actually feel it as I run my hand across it. Okay, here looking at the bumper cover as well, there's some chips here, and then I always like to give them a little bump here just to see if anything's not loose. Also, on the lens, you can see where it's just kind of cloudy, slight little stress crack in there. Here, that might be difficult to see because it's black, but you can see cracking in the paint where it's from here, here, and here. Right? So we got that, and then you can see some stress marks down here. All right. Again, the hood's hanging slightly over on the cover itself. It's a little better here. Again, some more cloudiness here, but you can see where the headlamp assembly here on the left side is kind of embedded in a little bit. Actually, a better fit, right? Right. So, and then again, you can see swirl marks. You can see some. Looks like maybe a hard water spots, and then you can see here where. Well, see that wiped out. So well. I mean, I don't like to make excuses for cars, but maybe a nice professional grade detail with the color sand might improve the quality. But as of right now, it's not 100%. Let's start off with the paint meter readings. This paint meter here is an electromagnetic paint meter. It reads in the thousandths of an inch. So we're getting a 6.0 thousandths of an inch now. If we get a reading of 19.7 specifically, that's an indication of body fillers. All right, so let's just keep on moving along here. 6.5, 7, 6, 6, and here we can see right here at the edge of the hood, it's chip right there and a chip right there. Right, so you can see I'm wiping away dust right there, and you can just see where it's kind of dirty underneath. Looking at the windshield, don't see any obvious signs of cracks or chips, but just with the light coating and dust, I have to throw that little disclaimer out there that maybe the slightest imperfections I will not be able to pick up on. I always like to look at the dash while I'm at this angle here, and I'm just checking for any blemishes. The car is still relatively new, so I wouldn't expect any cracks that I would see on older cars. So it looks pretty good. Right. And then I've already got a still photo of the public ID, the VIN plate here. Okay. While I'm up here, just take a quick look at the roof line. Nothing really stands out, but I'm still making my way around it. All right. Moving on to the left fender area. Let's get some readings here, and then you can see here from the fender to the bumper cover, still not that perfect fit that you would expect with the German cars. 4.0, 4.0, 3.0. See, this fender here is more consistent with factory paint work as far as the thickness. While I'm down here, I just run my fingers here, 2 inches or 2 fingers there, and I'll do the same with when I do the right. And that's just kind of a raw measurement of the placement of the wheel. While I'm here too, I like to take a look at the wheel well area. You know, sometimes these tires will kick up something and it damages the inner fender well area. Impact to the strut housing there as well. So, well, I mean, there is none that I can see, but I still have to review the video. But again, this video is just to capture as many angles as possible. All right, while I'm down here, I always like to view the side panels, working my way down, going up, and then kind of manipulating the angle here a little bit, because what I'm checking for is waviness, dents, dings, anything like that. And then here's a view of the outside mirror while I'm down here. The tire is a 245/40 ZR18. It's a BF Goodrich, and the manufacture date looks like it's 2015. Rotors are a little rusted, possibly just from sitting from a long period of time. And I'd like to get a shot of the brake pad as well while I'm here. Rim looks like it's in decent shape. Moving on. Okay. Door panels look semi decent. I still need to review these when I get back to the office. I use a series of grid lines. That way I can check for inconsistencies. Here we can see some chips here. The typical scratching that we would see as you go to open the hood, or the door I should say. Okay, door glass looks like it's in decent shape. And let's get those door readings. Okay, 10. So those are really high readings. 8.5, 8, and 8.5. So it's safe to say that this panel has been reshot. Okay, let's go looking at the quarter panel. 4, 4, 4, 3.5. So now that's showing some consistency with the factory paint work. Here, looking at the left quarter glass, we can just see some bubbling from the aftermarket tint. No big deal, really. It just needs to be cleaned and then reapplied with new tint. Typically, that's what it takes. Looking at the pillar here. Okay. Just see some work imperfection there. It caught my eye. 13, 8, and 5. So high readings. So we know that's been painted as well. Here at the roof, 7, 7.5, 10, and 10. Glass the panel here looks like it's pretty flush. Okay, moving on. Left rear tire. Now we're looking at Pirellis. So mismatched tires. Pirelli P0s. Here we got some curb rash and some significant curb rash down here as well. I'll have to review this for the DOT number if it comes up. And then let's do let's get the brake pad as well. Okay. And we're seeing some more rust. So when I road test the car, hopefully some of that rust will just go away, but I'll be sure to take a look at it. I may not necessarily do a video of it, but I will be checking it after the road test. And then just doing the wheel well area. And then another view here starting from the top and working our way down, just kind of going back and forth there, looking at the angles. I actually can't see the screen. It's from it being so bright outside, so I'll review that later. Okay, looking at the bumper area, just tapping the lenses. Good, seem like they're intact. All right, here, let's get some readings here on the trunk panel. You can see where the paint's not in the best condition here, and I'm sure it's coming out on the video. Let's get the readings. 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. So more than likely the original paint work. Looking at the rear glass, we got the bubbling from the aftermarket tint, and the final view of the roof looks pretty good. Okay, here we've got the typical scratches and scuffs that you would see if you're not careful when you're loading stuff up in the trunk. Okay, lenses are good. This is, I looked at this and this was slightly protruding out versus the left side, where the fit is just slightly better. But again, this is getting pretty critical when it comes to pointing out some of this stuff. I just don't know when to stop. Okay, moving on. All right, so looking at the side panel, working our way up, going down. Hopefully I'm capturing this in a decent manner here, because again, I can't really see. All right, then while I'm here, we've got some, you can see where the paint is chipped here at the rear bumper cover to the quarter panel. All right, okay. Gas filler area. This is an area that a lot of people forget to detail or clean, and that kind of tells us the condition at one point. So it's pretty dusty. And then we'll close it again. Okay. Let's do the right rear wheel well. Okay. Try to move a little faster here because these videos are starting to run a little too long, and I still have to capture some other stuff. All right, and then BF Goodrich 2011 is the manufacturer date on this, and then there's a shot of the brake pad. Let's get those quarter panel readings. 9, 8.5. So a lot of these panels have been painted already. 7, 9 again. The door, 4, 4.5, 4, 4.5. Outside mirror here, just a slight little scuff there. Glass looks like it's in good shape. Another view of the roof line. Panels look pretty good. And then the right front tire BF Goodrich. And And then here's the wheel well area. And then 2-finger test, so pretty close. And then the break that one final view before I move on to the other parts of the car. This is going to be my first time starting up the car, and what I like to do is I like to capture an image of the instrument cluster, because we want to see all the lights come on, as far as like the airbag, the check engine light, brake, any of the fault lights that would typically come up and then cycle off once the self-diagnostic has completed its process. So here we go. We're going to see how it starts up for the first time. And okay, so let me take my foot off the clutch here. All right, so I didn't pay attention, but I'll review the video myself. First thing I see is the service due indicator is on. Odometer reading is 102, 124. And the idle right now is above 1,000, right? We shouldn't really see it up that high. Normally it's around 900. I'm not gonna tap on the gas just yet. We'll let it see if it drops on its own. All right, and then let's, well, I'll do it now. Okay, idle is still too high. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. What I like to check also is I like to look at the exhaust pipes. And what I'm looking for, or what I don't want to see, is any type of smoke, whether it be blue, black, white, or gray. Each color means something, but if I don't see no smoke, there's nothing to diagnose. That typically tells me that the internal engine is still relatively healthy and not excessively worn. Going into the engine bay area, the only thing I hear right now is just the injectors, and keep in mind that the sound is amplified through the video, so it might come out a little louder than what I'm experiencing. Right now, I don't hear anything abnormal as far as like a deep knocking noise from the bottom end or the top end of the engine. Checking the fluids, brake fluid, I try to take off the little screen, couldn't get it out there, but it looks like it is at a proper level. I'll look at the photo that I took earlier and see if I can determine the color of it. The coolant is here, and I didn't see any signs of cross-contamination. Also looked around the engine bay area, squeeze some of the hoses. They're decent, a little bit on the firm side, but still not brittle. Looking at the firewall, that looked decent. What I'm looking for also is any type of rodent nesting or damage, and I haven't seen any given the limited view that I have. Took a photo of the engine belt, looked like it was in pretty good shape. Here, come on this side here, and I captured the VIN here as well, and I removed these covers to see underneath. It's missing the nameplate there. Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to the rest of the car. I'll do a quick interior video for you. There's a lot going on here. The first thing I don't like is that there is no federal ID sticker, right? Typically you see it here on the door jamb, right? It gives you the production date, VIN number as well. I don't see that. If it's not there, then sometimes you'll see it here on the door jamb, but nowhere to be seen. All the seats work. The driver's seat has cracking here, right? I'm running the diagnostics right now. That's gonna take a while, so I've already checked the underside and I still have to review those pictures. The horn works, windshield wipers work, washer jet works. The top, I'll have to adjust that, but it was working as far as tilting, but I may have to push it again. Let me jump inside real quick here. Okay. Speaking of the top though, but you can see where the materials is coming loose here. And let me actually try let me try lowering it again. Okay, so going. So as you can see, I've got to push the button several times. It should just be like one touch. So that should be completely closed. The sun visor broken, doesn't attach there. So I'll put that back up there. The audio, I couldn't get nothing to work. The radio, I couldn't play anything. I tried pairing my phone to see if I could hear anything from there, and nothing. AC and heater did work. Brake works. And what else? Check the navigation, that did up here. Service, I believe it's due for that. And what else is going on here? Check the glove box of the owner's manual is in there. Check the operation of all the windows and the seat belts. That's all good. And I'm still running the diagnostics, so it'll still be a while before I get the results of that. But yeah, so a lot going on here.